Yeah, I think that my presence made it 10, and at that time, Mr. Kingman was only coming in a couple hours a week. The chauffeur would bring him down, and then he'd kind of make the rounds. And if it turned out that he had a lot of conversation with the older people, why, he probably would just swing by my office and wave and say, well, maybe next week. And on the other hand, if it turned out that the other people were pretty busy, why, I may have gotten a nice time with Mr. Kingman. And Mr. Kingman was certainly, and I would say this, one of the partners in one of the other large law firms once said he said the Kingman firm reeks with respectability. And I think the fact that Mr. Kingman himself was involved was a very important factor. And I think what was being said when you say reeks with respectability, I think you were saying something more than just being a lawyer. I think what you were basically saying was that you're part of the community. And Mr. Kingman was highly respected. I was once told that every member of the Supreme Court attended his funeral. And and following Mr. Kingman, Mr. Harold Kant, who was the managing partner when I joined the operation, Mr. Kant had the idea that basically said, if you're a lawyer, you have a greater responsibility in the community than anyone else. You're equipped with tools that are valuable to the community, and so you could become involved. And so I think one of the features of the firm has been the fact that that has been it. And you take Frank Gray, who served as president of the University Alumni Association. That and Bob Stein and you, Bruce, and myself have served as presidents of the Alumni Association. We talked about Rotary a few minutes ago. Frank Gray was president of Rotary, even going back to Mr. Cross. He was very actively involved in Rotary, and and of course Clint Schrader and myself have been presidents of Rotary. Uniform Laws Commission, we've had, I think, 4 people that have been Minnesota representatives on the Uniform Laws Commission, including Mike Sullivan, who became head of the Uniform Laws Commission. Frank Plant was recognized for his exceptional services as far as legal aid is concerned. And then you have Russell Bennett. And I don't think anyone in the state has chaired committees that have raised a total of as much money as Russ Bennett, and a tremendous effort on his part. And then you got Clint Schrader, and Clint and his wife Carolyn have been active in educational stuff, health stuff, and he's been very active in the Bar Association. I have to say, except for lecturing, my services to the Bar Association diminished. I was at one point president of the young lawyers of Hennepin County, and that's a non-existent organization. And but what we did do is we initiated the Bar Reference System, which got us recognition in the American Bar Association Journal. But you go on and you find people like Jim Simonson and so many others like that have been involved with youth stuff. And he was very involved with wrestling. As you know, I had 9 years with coaching baseball and youth baseball. And so we've had, and then you have people like Dan Shulman, who has been willing to use his exceptional talent on some very important pro bono things, and the list goes on, and it is a confirmation of what I think Mr. Kingman was responsible for starting, and certainly Mr. Kent played a role in it. And I'm sure I've, you know, and I missed many people that I should have given recognition to.